Hey guys, this is Tom from winrooms.com. We're going to look at Windows 8 versus the iPad's iOS software. So the first thing you'll notice is the lock screens. On the iPad you get a fairly clean lock screen and a sort of a hint to slide to unlock. Now on Windows 8 it's very similar, very clean. You both get the time and date and notifications of the battery and network status. Now the difference is on iOS you get the actual music controls when you double tap on the home button there. Now on the Windows button it doesn't appear to do anything just yet on Windows 8. Now iOS 5 has built-in home lock screen notifications, so you'll get a bunch of notifications here if you've got like new mail or Twitter messages, etc. On Windows 8 you do get notifications under the time and date here, and there's also you have like up to 6 different status icons that you can put here, and they're fully customizable, so as long as an app developer enables them, you'll be able to switch those on the lock screen. Right, so if we go ahead and unlock, now on iOS you get the sort of standard passcode if you've enabled that. Now in Windows 8 you've got 3 different options of logging in. So the first one is the picture password. So I've set this up previously, and I can just type in my picture password and I'm straight in. There are also other options. So you can log in with a PIN, which is just a standard sort of exactly the same as iOS here, or the standard password as well. So if we just go into both of these. Now the first thing you notice on iOS is it's just stacks of icons, very static, but highly colourful and very easy to use. On Windows 8 it's similar sort of concept. You have got stacks of sort of buttons, but these tiles are live and there's data flowing all the time, so you can see where we've got updates on the tiles at the moment. You can also customize the tiles easily as well. Now let's just have a look at how you would move on iOS. So you literally hold down and it brings you into this sort of wobble state, and you can just drag and drop. A little bit tedious if you have to keep going along screens to get where you need to drop it, but it works. So Windows 8 got a similar concept. You drag it and pull, and then you can do the same thing. You can sort of slide along, or you can slide your finger at the bottom to get to the next screens, and you can drop it wherever you want to. Okay, we're just going to look at the sort of customization of both home screens here. So in iOS, you literally just hold down and you can just delete anything off the home screen there. Now you can move all of these icons around and change their positions, etc. Now in Windows 8, if you want to remove something, you just literally tap it and drag down, and you can either unpin it or just remove it, and that will remove it from the whole interface. What you can also do is on the sort of bigger tiles, you can hold those and drag down. Oops. And you can make these actually smaller. So this doesn't work on the tiles that are designed to be that size, but it will work on tiles that are actually have either option. Okay, and the next comparison I want to make is between the two browsers. So in iOS you get Safari, and in Windows 8 you get IE10. Now the first thing you'll notice about iOS is that the Chrome at the top of the window is always persistent. You do have access to the new tabs here, and you can go in and hit bookmarks as you please, and get all the different page options to print and bookmark, etc. Now on Windows 8 it's been completely removed. It's literally just the experience of the website here. So there's no Chrome, it's just the full-on website. Now, what you can do is swipe from the bottom upwards, and you'll get the address bar and the refresh and pin and all the other options. And you also get the new tabs as well, so that's the tabbing experience. Now, on a new tab you get your frequently visited sites and any sites that you might have pinned. Now, let's go and take a look at the on-screen keyboards here. So you can see on Windows 8 pretty similar to the iPad here. So big buttons, easy to use, get feedback very similar to Windows Phone. You would also get feedback on the iOS as well. I've turned those options off. So now you notice that in Windows 8 they've included some of the sort of standard smileys here, so you can insert those across the OS. They've also put the sort of special characters and numbers etc. on a separate page. Now, one of the differences which I assume they're going to fix is if we want to type a special character in iOS, you literally just hold down and then swipe to the 4 and then let go, and you're back to the normal keyboard. In Windows 7, if you hold down, you get no option to actually easily get over to these characters. It doesn't seem to pick it up correctly. Now, to get back you have to tap, so it's not as quick for sort of touch keyboard, but I'd assume that's going to change. Right, let's take a look at the other input options. In iOS you can split in the same way as iOS 5 this is, sorry. You can split in the same, very similar to the Windows 8 split as well, so it just makes it a little bit easier. Now, Windows 8 does support pen input as well, so if you're drawing with a pen you can use that to navigate, etc. Okay, so we're just going to take a look at the sharing options in both operating systems. So you can see on the left we're in Safari here, and this is on iOS 5. So you get the new tweet option. So what this would basically do is it would just send out a link to this site that you're visiting and any comments that you put in that post there. Microsoft has a similar thing, bearing in mind that these are just sort of test apps. They've got Tweetorama, and then what you do is just type in your message and it would add the URL in there as well. So very similar experiences for sort of the sharing on social networks. Okay, we're just going to have a look at the sort of settings on the devices here. So we go into settings and control panel. On iOS you get a number of sort of application specific settings here. You also get the sort of general settings here. Now this control panel for Windows 8 is pretty much core to the actual operating system settings, so you won't see any sort of application specific settings in here. So you got sort of Windows Update and the sending, the sharing and the search features there, and a sort of general turning on the different keyboard controls, etc. Now in iOS you get the ability to change all the app settings under this control panel here. On Windows 8 you'll actually get to the settings just by sliding from the right, and you'll get the specific settings to whatever sort of application you're in. So if we're in the browser and we go into settings, you'll have any settings for Internet Explorer in there. Excuse me. You also get sort of like the ability to change the system volume in here and the system brightness, and a quick look at like the notifications as well. Okay, and the last thing we're going to look at and compare between iOS and Windows 8 is the search abilities on both operating systems. So on iOS 5 you just swipe to the right from the home page and you get the search panel here. Now if we search, what you'll see is it will search literally across the whole device, so you'll get the apps, the mail, Safari, etc. And you can easily access those as and when. Now on Windows 8 the search experience is a charm on the right here. So you swipe from the very right hand side to the left, and you'll get the search there. Now the first thing you'll notice is it'll give you an app list, and you can literally just go in and start searching. Now what's different about Windows 8 is it does the exact same thing as iOS, but you can search across settings, across files, and you can search within individual apps. So all a developer needs to do is actually just set up their app to enable the search, and this whole search experience will be able to go individually through those apps. So in IE, it will kick off Bing and search for whatever phrase you've selected there. So that's a pretty powerful thing for developers and for end users.